Good morning, everyone. Happy New Year. It's Joker, and today we're here for a video that's been requested by a few people. And I know that a lot of people are curious as to the results of this video. Today, we are here to find out how much of a difference there is between Space Rimrou's buff, Windmills Buff, and the new Firemillan's buff. So we have 3 different 55 skill point cost skills that each do something different, but all increase a different aspect of your damage output. So we're gonna go into just, this Soaring Conquest normal stage, because I'm not here to beat it. I'm here to showcase the differences of output. So we're not here to win, we're just here for science. This is the team that we're going to start out with. We're using Charybdis to buff Space Milan. This is part of the Space Milan World Tour. I don't think this might be the last World Tour video, because honestly there's not too much I can use her on at this point. Like, we've done the EX battle, we've done Conquest, we've done Story, we've used her in Crucible, so I think until they drop some more events, this will be the end of the Space Milan Tour. It's been a fun ride. I've used her a lot. Still love her. We're going to start off using Windmills' 70% ult boost. And then we're going to move on and use Space Rimrou's 40% damage boost, just flat out. And then I'll rearrange and I'll add on Firemillan at that point. So let's dive in. Alright, here we are. This is our real first run, because we are going to launch an ult with no boosts whatsoever. We're just here to see what Milan is going to do raw damage stat by herself. So we have no boosts active. As we can tell, all she has is the space attack by 12% from Charybdis, and that's it. That's all she's got. So we're going to launch this attack off and we'll see how much damage it does. You guys are probably going to get tired of watching this ult. Just going to let you know, because I'm not skipping it. It's beautiful, and you're going to have to sit through it. And 12,500. Alright, so that is our damage baseline, I guess. We'll call this video. So let's come back and let's start seeing what she can do with all the different buffs. Okay, we are back with our first run. This time we are going to use Windmills' ult boost, and we're going to find out how much damage she does with just that boost by itself. So we have a level 80 Space Milan. She does have the highest attack stat in the game, so it is, results may vary. Other things that can come into consideration are your space unit buildings in your town that passively boost space units. Some people have those higher, some people have those lower, so there are some variables that can come into effect as far as damage output and stat numbers. But it's me using it, and my buildings are all the same, and my units are all the same, and Milan is not going to change between this and the next buff, so this is about as unbiased as I can get. We had to wait till 7 turns because he lowers our attack for like 4 turns in a row, so I just had to stall forever. And also be aware that this is only normal. On harder conquest missions, their defenses are higher, so they will take less natural damage. So also something to keep in mind. Again, we're just here to see what the difference is. That's all. So we boosted up. We're going to launch the one ult, and then we're going to move on. So let's take a look at how much it does. The boss's defense isn't lowered, my attack isn't lowered, we have no other abnormal buffs besides the leader buff, and then Windmills buff. So this should be pretty standard. What a beautiful ult. What a beautiful girl. We do 21-1. A very respectable amount of damage for a level 80 unit. So now let's move on, let's try this again, and this time we'll use the Space Rimrou buff instead. Alright, we are back for our second run. This time with Space Rimrou to give us his flat 40% attack. Now this does calculate differently than the 70% ultimate boost. So we're going to find out how much of a difference that actually makes. Instead of boosting just one specific skill by a certain amount, we're boosting just flat attack stat. So we're going to use that. And then we're going to launch the ult again, and we're going to see how much a difference it makes. I believe the last one did 21-1, somewhere around there. And in this run, we are going to see 19.5. Alright. 19.5. And I don't believe any of the last two were crits. So now our third run is going to be with Fire Milan's critical buff rate up for the entire team. And I believe that will be the last run. So I'll see you back in just a bit. Alright, and we are back with our third run. He really would not leave Milan alone. So, we are looking a little low on health, but now we have full points. We are now going to activate Fire Milan. I don't have her skill fully boosted, so it's only 88% and not 100% guaranteed, but 88 is still quite high. So we're going to see if it crits, and if it does crit, how much of a difference that makes here as well. So let's go ahead and use that. And we're going to use the ult, and we'll see. So the first one was 21, the second one was 19. How much will this critical hit do? Critical hit in quotes, because we're not entirely sure if it will or not. And we crit for 16-1. Okay, so that's very good to know. There might be one other formation I want to try. Now that I see Hakurou here, and Hakurou lowers his target's defense by 27%, which I think goes up to 30% if you max it out. And increases our crit rate by 30%. So maybe we'll try Hakurou's skill as well. So we'll be back for a fourth run. That was unscheduled, but, you know, we're doing science anyways. Why not test everything? Alright, we are back for the fourth and I believe final run of this video. We're going to use Hakurou's ult, or buff. Now this does two different things, unlike the other ones. I mean, I guess Windmills did something else, but it only helped Windmills, so this will do two different things that will impact Space Milan. So it's going to lower the dragon's defense by 27%, and it's going to increase her crit rate. So there is a chance that we crit while doing more damage to the enemy because of their lower defense. Now, hopefully, he doesn't crit, and we can just see how much lowering defense by 27% actually impacts our damage. That's kind of what I'm hoping for. So let's go ahead and fire this off. And we will see. Really not looking for a crit. Really not looking for a crit. 30%'s not that high. As I know in Dokkan, 30% is not great. RNG does not like to smile upon me. What do we get here? Weak point 13.9. Okay. So that doesn't really seem like a lot. Not a lot at all. I guess, wait, I didn't even test out what her base super attack would do, huh? I guess we're coming back for a fifth run because I'm dumb, and I'll probably move that up, well, we'll be back. You guys are in luck because I thought of one more buff that we can do, and I feel dumb for not, remembering it sooner, but Space Milan has her own buff. I mean, she has two buffs. One of them is crit rate and guard power, which we've already seen what crits can do and everything, so that's neither here nor there. But she also has the pierce power. Pierce rate by 100%, so guaranteed pierce, and the pierce power by 15%. So we do have, two buffs coming in, so it's not quite just what a pierce attack would do. There is a 15% extra buff there, so maybe whatever our damage is going to be, minus 15% of that, I guess. We'll do the math later. So we're going to boost that, and then we're going to launch this ult, and then this, I believe, is our actual final run. Let's go. And one more time for the ult. Most of this video is watching the ult. That's okay for me. Alright, and we're looking at 15182. I believe that's what that said. 15182. Okay, so that's it for the buffing showcases. Let's move on. Alright, so before we end this video, we've seen what the damage stats are. I'm going to post them up on screen here, somewhere, above Milan's face. What we have learned is that if we are looking for pure damage just from the ultimate, Windmills is going to be your girl. That 70% boost is a lot, but it's not as high as I would think compared to the 40% flat damage boost from Rimrou. I mean, it wasn't that far off. It was like 19 and 21 or something like that, so 3,000 damage, which does make a difference when you're trying to kill something. 3,000 could be the matter of, clearing Master 3-star, clearing Master 2-star. But I thought that a 70% ult boost would be more than a 40% flat damage. But the thing to keep in mind is that 40% flat damage boost is not just for your ult. And so if you have an entire hand lined up and you use that, then you're going to do, the 19, and then a whole hand of Space Milan cards are going to do 40% more damage on top of that. So in reality, your total damage output could be much, much higher than just boosting the ult. So it's very specific of what you're trying to do. If you are trying to nuke with ults because you don't have time to line up cards, then using Windmills is going to be what you need to do. If you can play around and you can set up the hand, then maybe Space Rimrou is better for you because of the total damage output you can get with the cards included with the ult. Hakuro's defense lowering didn't really impress me. It didn't really raise our damage all that much. It was like 1,000 or something like that. I wouldn't go out of my way to use that. If you have it and you've got another buff as well, I mean, sure, why not? But at that point, you might as well use Space Rimrou and Windmills together. I can't think of too many times where you have enough points to use 3 of those. So that's it. Before we leave, this is my Space Milan. This is her attack stat, 3319. She has a level 6 sword that I believe is fully rolled. No, it is 1 point off. My apologies. We could have done so much more damage. 418 instead of 419. So I'm a straight up liar. Go burn me in the comments. But anyways, that is my Space Milan. She is, only 5-star because we don't have enough dupes to buy her. That's why I chose her. Her ability release is, blanked out on 5 because I have no dupes. Her skills are maxed out, and I believe that has an effect on her total stats. And she's level 80, obviously. Level 80. So that's who that is. The only other thing that I can think of that might play a factor is what I mentioned earlier, is the level of your type buildings down here, so space. Mine is level 11, and it boosts attack by 4.2%. So depending on your space magic device level, that buff could be lower, that buff could be higher. Just, factor that in when you're considering your own damage numbers. But that's it for this video. This took a little bit of time, so like the video, subscribe if you haven't, do all that jazz. Just enjoy what I'm doing though. That's it. Take it easy, guys. I'll see you later.